You know, you've been with him 10 years. You can't even get this from, you know, it goes to his family. You can't get that. Y'all worried about the resources and the money. Men are worried about love.
That's not true. Boy, bye. Let me tell you this. It's too many broke men out here got a woman beside them to be worried about some money. We are the lowest economically. I don't know if you know that. Most Black women are working in the household. Who marrying for money?
I'm glad that marriage is still something that people feel honorable about, but I guess, are we exploring the idea that the concept of it may need to change, may need to be altered, may need to be, manipulated to like when I'm listening to even Mont say certain things, you never know when you're dealing with a person. No one can see that far in the future. Things happen, people change, whatever, right? But I when I was listening to you guys, I was thinking, I was like, if you're introducing kids into your relationship, right? How would they know or not know if you were married? Like, let's just say you guys were to build together, grow together, then you start having a family. If the household is structured like it is a marriage, what would be the difference? Like, outside of wedding pictures,
the last names probably. So most of the thing about it is you may have a point in that, but a lot of people are not living with their baby moms. It's not like they're living in the same household. Some of them are, but most of them aren't.
Well, I'm not talking about baby moms and baby dads per se. I'm saying that, like, let's take off the legality of marriage for a second. You're talking about people who want to be together. I think I've heard Lady O say it. People who want to do life partnership together, and they structure their household like they're married. You can change your last name for like $200, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it $200?
What? I think it's like $200, something like that. But what would stop that household from functioning under the guides of principle and honesty? Why the legality part of it? I heard you say, Shan, about the prenup, and yeah, unless you've ever been to family court, it's hard to understand how them lawyers are. They're designed to extract resources. That's what the court is for. It's not for family progress. It's not for protecting the children. It's to extract resources, unfortunately.
Well, I know several people who have been in that situation, and their prenups did do a decently good job in that situation. But to go back to your original point, I think that can work. I think people are bailing out of those. That's why we use the celebrity. I forgot Goldie. What's her last name? I keep remembering. Goldie. What's Goldie?
Han.
They do a good job. They're partners when we see them together. And I think, what's the other guy's name? Ryan Gosling. They also have a partnership like that. I don't see anything wrong with that because they've made a solid decision to stay with each other. We know that they're together. We don't know they're married, what they got going on, but we know that they're together. That's not what's taking place out here.
It's taking place a lot.
People is bailing. They're not sticking in there. They're like, fucking kids. I got a new chick. So, that's not what's taking place. Now, if you had two people who this is what they agreed on, maybe we're going to keep the courts out of it. Maybe have like a little ceremony somewhere else, right? That doesn't have to do that. And they stick it out. Who would know the difference? Who would? The problem is we know the difference because your kids don't come out like they being parented by two people, because they're not. Y'all live in two separate households. Your daddy doing his thing, mama doing her thing. And that's not what's taking place.
I guess we're having two different. I think we're having two different conversations. Then I'm under the mind that we're talking about people who are trying to stick together. You're talking about marriage. I would assume you would do this together, not baby mom, not baby dad. Yeah, that anytime you create life outside of structure and then you split households, you're gonna have disruption. It's hard to build unity in that manner. I think I just seen recently that Lil Wayne and his baby mom, his first one, was sitting down with their daughter, Reginae, on his podcast or something. And they were talking about like co-parenting, and some people in the comments were all celebrating it, like, this is how you do it correctly or whatever. And I don't know if there's a correct or there's not a correct. I think
there
people
is a correct way to co-parent.
Is there? Okay, maybe. I think that we're adults, and we should be wise enough, hopefully mature enough, to be able to build a lifestyle that works. But it does. But like to your point, it doesn't seem like people are doing that. It seems like people are trying to get leverage over each other, and that's the problem. Like, don't come for me if we don't work out. Don't try to sit on my payroll if we don't work out. And that's why I firmly think that if more women get their money up, more men will get married faster. Because now we have somewhat of you have skin in the game. The problem is the imbalance. Like, you get to come into my world and benefit, and then if we don't work, you still get the benefit. What is the benefit on my end besides me taking care of you, or dealing with your bloating, or dealing with your emotions, or dealing with the fact that now you don't want to be here no more and do your wifely duties or girlfriend duties or whatever, but you still want to sit on my payroll?
Oh, true. Are you speaking from a privileged standpoint? Like, because most people are not making enough to sustain a household and take care of a family without two people working. Most people.
I'm sure that to be true. I'm just speaking from the standpoint of wherever you are. Like, yeah, I agree with you. Most people aren't rich or wealthy, but I guess it still seems like there is, when it comes to this relationship thing, especially from
That's because we keep talking about celebrities. I don't know why we do that. We keep talking about
Go ahead.
Everybody thinks they're a celebrity these days, you know.
Well, we was talking about Mario.
I wanna see Rihanna marry ASAP Rocky. And I doubt she will. And that's
But there's the answer. We just said that that's okay. If they seem to be working together, they're always together like a family unit, right? Just like the Goldie Hans situation. Same thing. The problem is people are not doing that. You understand? It works when people solidly say, I want a life partner. I want to.
We're not preaching that though. Everybody's preaching marriage. They're not preaching lifelong partnership. They're not preaching
because these things are not working. I think that
marriage is. Then we can see that marriage isn't working if half of the marriages aren't working.
The reason why I say that, because most kids are born in a cohabitating situation. If you look it up, I think it was one review that said most Black kids are born in a cohabitating situation. It's just not working. It's like when the going gets tough, we get going.
It's the same thing with marriages. The going gets tough, you get going. This almost half of first marriages just don't last.
Them kids gonna be better with them two-parent household.
I agree. Go ahead, True.
I just think we need to change some things. That's it. Like, I use the example of ASAP. Nobody pressured Rihanna to marry ASAP. I think that's what I'm highlighting. Like, anytime it's the man in the prominent position and he got a woman and he just so happened to park her there for 6, 8, or 10 years, you hear the comments or the people are like, how you gonna waste her time? But if it's flipped like it is in this situation, nobody gonna clamor for Rihanna to marry ASAP. Nobody.
Because how we know Rihanna don't want marriage?
We don't, but we're speculating. It's assumption, right? I'm just saying that there still is this spirit that exists amongst the expectation. That woman got more money than him. We know that. Him marrying her financially, if they separate, he good, right? But that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Now flip it. If he was the billionaire and she was worth tens of millions, they'd be like, how you gonna waste Rihanna's time? How you gonna do her like that? That's the problem. Half of it is the fact that we got people now current day, because marriage is more about business than it is about love. We need to be honest. Get these women together to where they are coming into the situation, putting something on the table, literally. And then I think you wouldn't have so many people looking at marriage with such a sour, taste in their mouth, because the women are not complaining. It's the men. They're the ones dealing with the headaches. They're the ones dealing with the dissolution and having to carry things past the fact that now you're over it or whatever. But it's just interesting that when there's resources on the female side, they seem to know how to figure it out, or they seem to know how to avoid getting stuck in that situation, period. That man ain't gonna take my pension, like Shan just said about 20 minutes ago. I'm just saying. But I'll let
for Shan.
Well, Shan, in that case, you just get your prenup.
I would. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna put it in writing, solidified. I believe in this. I think the justice system will work. I don't mind that.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this: do you think this marriage is a business like mentality? Do you think this is just something we see on the internet? Do you really think in real life, off the internet, that people are actually thinking this way? Okay.
Think in what way? Please be clarify.
As far as marriage is a business, I'm only going to marry to take his resources. So you guys don't think people are marrying because they truly feel that they love someone, that they want to spend the rest of their life, that they want to grow old together? Because
It's
we
Now,
see
women,
like a lot of the
It's mixed out
negativity,
here. Mixed
like we see
breed.
like a lot of the negativity on the internet. But I've also heard that a lot of people that are happy don't even have time to be on the internet to complain. They're just living their lives, and so I'm just trying to see if we're being like brainwashed to think that marriage is not a big deal. Because like without the internet, like were people getting married like with these, or is it just something that we're seeing now? Like we're seeing what people are doing. It's like, oh, I want that too. And so the world has been slowly changing over to marriage as a business, or has it always been that way? I'm just trying to just add to the conversation and see if to maybe answer the question for somebody in the audience that may be watching.
I
marriage is a
think that is
business
the
for
internet.
women.
Too
I
many.
think women.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I think men are marrying for love, and I think women are marrying for money, like for some sort of resource. For some sort of resource. I think, and not just for money, but also status. Women are marrying for both of those reasons, and I think men who don't necessarily benefit from marriage are like, okay, I love you. I know what I maybe, opening myself up to, but I'm going to do this because I believe in love and I love you and I'm willing to do this. Women, like, even throughout this whole conversation, y'all want women to get married for security and stuff like that because they don't trust the men that they're with. You don't trust that man will take care of you. You don't trust that he'll do that. So you need him to sign his name on that paper for you to be like, all right, you good, girl. You got security. Like what Dr. Lady O was talking about when, you've been with him 10 years. You can't even get this from, it goes to his family. You can't get that. Y'all worried about the resources and the money. Men are worried about
Not
love.
true. That's not true. Boy, bye. Let me tell you this. It's too many broke men out here got a woman beside them to be worried about some money. We are the lowest economically. I don't know if you know that. Most black women are working in the household. Who married for money? I'm just saying, if we're gonna marry for money, it wouldn't be somebody who is at the bottom economically. It'll be somebody at the top. Now, I will say a lot of women, some women, maybe the women that you're around, maybe reaching for because you would like a certain type of woman. But for the most part, the average woman is dating the average man. Average people get married every day, two income households, if we're being honest. Step outside the internet and into the real world. I see average people getting married to average people every day.
I want to hop in here and say one quick thing, right quick. uh, my thing is this here. Yeah, most people are literally broke, but okay, but then stop telling women they shouldn't go to school, get a degree then, goddamn, because y'all constantly running that shit by women and telling them, oh, they don't go to school, don't get a degree, rely on me. Then you need to hold yourself to it and stop whining like little bitches, okay? If you want to provide for a woman, then provide for her fully. If you can't, be quiet and let these women work and get a degree, get all types of degrees, and shut up. If you're gonna complain about a freaking little funky social security that people gonna get, but it's still something if you gonna leave her. I'm just saying, y'all be all over the place, black men. Okay, leave these women alone. Let these women get their degrees. And I'm just saying, because y'all cannot provide for them anyway. So what we talking about here? I'm just saying.
And we mean that in a very respectful way. We love our black men.
I got
Absolutely, we do.
really quick question. Really quick question.
Hold
Right?
on. We got Bo got to get in there. I'm dope, didn't you?
Y'all the most desirable, even that's some powerful stuff.
Fight back, man.
We got to get Bo in there, y'all.
You ain't gotta take this.
I think that people are not in real life treating marriage like a business. They should, but I think that people are not taught what love is. We often want to marry for love, but we don't even know what that looks like.
No.
We don't even know how it can work because before us, marriage was an arrangement. And so it looked real good because it was literally like arranged. We've not seen very many people who married for love. And now we have to balance marrying for love because if I'm being honest, I want love. I want it to make sense, but I want to be in love. I don't want an arrangement. I don't want, you know, my life is comfortable because he pays these bills and I ain't got to worry. And like, I don't want a financial arrangement with a man. I truly want somebody that cares about me, but we don't know what that looks like for real. So we do need to treat marriage like a business because if you bring someone in, like for me being in business, you coming in to do business with me, I need to know what type of risk you are. I need to know what you're going to bring, how you are going to add to this, what you are going to do to move this along. Because marrying for love is cool and fine, but if someone is weighing on you and someone is draining you every day, financially or through labor or whatever, like that's not going to work either. So you need to treat it like you're doing business with someone, like you're going into partnership in business with someone. You would check their financials, you would check to see what their contribution to the relationship is, what that contribution to the business would be. Like, we need to think of it. What are your assets? What are your debts? What are your, all of these things so that we can figure out what we're doing and how you benefit me, because you don't want to be a burden on someone, but you do still have to balance that with love. If that's what you're looking for. If that ain't what you're looking for, by all means. But I'm looking for love. I'm looking for romance. I want the fairy tale. I don't care. I want all of it.